What's up guys, Apple Non-Stop here, and today I'm going to be showing you 20 iOS 10 tweaks. Right. So the first one I'm going to be showing you is called AppColorClose. Now what it does is if you put an app into wiggle mode, right, you'll notice that the wee circle with the wee X in it to delete the app, right, is actually the same colour as the app itself. So it's no longer just the wee white one or the wee black one or whatever it was before, right? It is assigned colour to each of the colours of the apps, right? Which gives them all a nice wee look, especially the dark ones. The dark ones look really nice. Right, so the next one I'm going to show you guys is called Gravitation, right? Now what Gravitation does is it pretty much drops all the apps. So if I tilt my device, right, all the apps do spin down, so all the apps are pretty much on the floor. So it makes it look like they're all loose. You can still click onto the apps, and when this tweak is activated, you'll notice at the top it does put on rotation lock. So no matter when I spin it, my screen will never turn. Right? But if you want to deactivate this, all you have to do is just open up any app. Right? So if I open up the App Store, if you give it a second, it will push it back over. Right? Then you can close it out, and everything's back to normal. Right? Now, to activate that one, right, you need to have the app called Activator. Right? Now, what this does is you can assign specific tweaks to it. Right? So you'll notice that if I triple press on my home button, right, that's what activates Gravitation. Right? But I could change that so that when I double tap on the clock on the lock screen, it could activate it. Or if I shake my device, so it's pretty much any method to activate something. To activate a certain tweak, you can just choose one of these and click on what tweak you want to activate it and when. Right? And it's a really handy one to have, and it can help you out a lot. Right, so the next one I'm going to show you guys is called Apex 2. Now what it does is it lets you hide apps inside of apps. So if I go and swipe left or right or up or down on top of an app, right, you'll see that these wee plus signs come up around the app, right? So it's pretty much letting you hide any app you want inside it. So if I go and click on the plus, right, it'll come up with this wee list of all the apps I've got on my device. It'll come up with the list of all the apps on my device, right? And I can scroll through it and look for it. And I can search for the app if I want, right? Or I can just scroll through looking for one, right? So I'll go this one, the wee Pokemon Go, right? And it gets added in there. Right, so now every time I swipe open, there's Pokemon right there. Right, and Pokemon used to be on my very last page, and now it's not there. Right, because it's been moved to in here. Right, so if I wanted to hide a certain app from somebody that was able to see my device, you can easily just swipe over and do that. So it's like a minier version of a folder as well, which can come in quite handy. Now this one is Lithium Ion. Now what it is if you look at my battery icon up top, it's not the way it used to be, right? So what it does is it lets you change your icon to a bunch of different themes, right? So if I go into themes, right, you've got a primary theme, which is the main theme that will be on all the time, right? And it will show you a wee picture of them if you want, right? And it doesn't need to respring when you change it as well. So I can just go and change it right now, and it will just change up there, right? Or I don't even have to have one. I can have it completely empty. It will just show the percentage, right? But so I've got this one here, right? But if I come back, you can also have it enable a secondary theme. So if I turn that on, when it gets below a certain percentage, right, it will apply a different theme to it, so you know, right? And you can choose that theme, right? And you get to choose what percentage you want as well, right? I tend not to have it because I just like to have the one on, but it's up to you. Right, now the next one I'm going to show you guys is called GlowBadge. Right, now what it does is it pretty much any folder, right, or any app with a notification in it, right, it will put a wee glowing bit around the app, right. So if I go into settings into it, right, and then go into GlowBadge, you're able to choose the colour of your glow to pretty much any, or it can same as the app, random, or you pick your colour, right. You can enable it for folders, so disable it if you don't want them, right. And you can show badges for no apps, only folders, apps in the list, or just all apps, right. And you would just be able to make the list in there, add ones and stuff like that, right. And if you turn on custom strength enabled, right, no matter how high you put it, that's how bright the glow is going to be for the apps, right. So that's pretty much all it does, is it adds a wee glow to anything for notification to tell you, right. So if I go into this, right, notification's still there, so if when I get rid of the notification is when it'll disappear. Right, now you may notice that if you look at my dock, you'll still see that the apps are randomly jumping around, right, and this is called IconBounce, right. So what it does is it pretty much randomly bounces around the apps on your dock, right. There's a wee bit in settings for it, right. So IconBounce, right, so you can the space between the bounces, how long the bounce takes, what animations you want, stuff like that. Like, so that's the order it will go in. So it'll choose an app and it'll just do it in that order, right? I can change it about if I wanted. I can animate the labels if I want, so you'll notice that the text is bouncing around with it. But if I turn that off, it would then leave the text, right? See, you'll see that now it's leaving the text and just the app itself bouncing around. Now this one is called Icon Renamer. Now, it pretty much gives it away in the title. You can rename any icon you want, right? So if all you have to do is you have to take the app into wiggle mode, right? Now when it's in wiggle mode, if you just tap on the app from there, right, and this bit will come up, you can rename it to whatever you want, right? Then just click apply, and it changes it. Right, you can even change it back, right? Then click apply, and back it is, right? It's that simple, and you can do it to absolutely any app you want, right? So it does give you a bit more freedom with titles and stuff like that, which I quite like about this tweak. So the next one I'm going to show you guys is called Gorgone, right? Now with this one, it brings the multitasking, so like two apps open at once, to the smaller iPads or anything that's not iPad Pro really. So if I swipe along, right, you'll notice that it'll load up what I've got, but now I can move this bar here, right, and I can choose how much I want of each app, so I'll split it right in between. So now I've got the half and half really, right, I can two apps at once, so just like it is in the iPad Pro, but it just shrinks down each app and makes it for like an iPhone, which it does work with, and the smaller iPads, right. You can choose through your apps, right, pretty much that one. Now this next one is called Anchor. Now what Anchor does is it pretty much lets you move around any app, right, without all the apps bumping up into its space, right, so you can have any kind of orientation you want, right, so you just get them into wiggle mode. If I remove this, so pretty much is what Anchor does is it lets you move around apps just like this, right, so there's always a free one, right, and if I went and moved along one to another page, that would happen. So I can pretty much have it in any order I want, which it can look really nice. I really like this next one, which is called Iconizer, right? Now what it does is you can pretty much do anything you want with your apps, right? So if we go into settings, right, and I go into the Iconizer bit, right, you get a list of stuff that you can do to it, right? So if you go into icon, you can give the icon a wee bit of a shadow, with a wee shadow colour, and it'll show you in the box above what it will look like, right? Show the radius of it, right? How intense you want it, right? And if you don't like it, all you have to do is come down and reset, right? You can add an animation to it, right? So it'll jump around, right? So now if I come out, you'll see they're all just sitting doing that, right? You don't have to have any, right? You can go into icon image, right? And you can give it like some masks, so pick a wee bit, and it also down below here does tell you how to add in your own, right? Right, so now all my apps are in the shape of like the wee Batman logo, right? I'll just remove that. Can add certain colours to the apps, right? So it's pretty much anything to do with your icons you are able to do. You can remove the icon labels, change the colour of the labels, so I'll maybe make the labels pink, and it changes all the text to pink, right? Right, so you can come back, there's extra stuff you can do to it, so you can make live changes, so whenever you change something in this tweak, it will change it without having to restore your device, right? Can change the colour of your folders, colour of your dock, how visible each of them are, right? So I'll just put visibility almost right down to my folders, so if I go and look at a folder, you'll see that it's like a really solid colour instead of see-through, right? I can come back, you can go into themes, you can load up certain themes, right? So if I load that, that's what will happen, and it will give me that one, right? And if you don't want it, you can reset it, right? And then profiles, so the badge value, right? Loads of stuff you can do in this. It's an absolute amazing one. So you guys may notice that my dock is gone. Now that's courtesy of Shydock. Now what it does is if I assign an action through the activator, right, if I assign an action, when I do it, right, like mine is 5-finger tap, so when I tap, right, it will appear. Right, and when I tap again, it will disappear. Right, so that's pretty much all it does. There's nothing really to this one. It makes your dock disappear and appear whenever you want, pretty much. Now this one is called DockShift. Now what it does is you've got a colour on your bottom of the dock to separate it from everything else, right? So on DockShift, it allows you to change the colour to anything you want, right? So if you come into settings, you can choose a wee style, right? It's got like a milky glass but clearer, right? So it's a wee bit clear, right? Or you can come to blurred and clear, right? I think you might have to respring to get it. I'm not too sure, right? You can have the landscape style, so that's the one I'm on. So a dark milk glass, right? Blurred clear, that's that one there, right? Transparent completely, which doesn't seem to work properly for that one, right? You can hide the wee page dots, so when you're flicking through pages, the wee dots aren't there. Now this one is LockGlyph X. Now what it does is you'll see that it's got that wee fingerprint bit right at the bottom, So when I lay my fingerprint on it, it'll read it and it'll give me the wee tick once it's done. Right, now I can open my iPad up. Right, you can't install themes. This was obviously one of the iOS 9 ones, so some of you people that have been jailbreaking for a few years now might recognise it. But you can't install any themes for this since it is just the beta and it's not the proper one. Right, but it's still nice to have. Now this one is called CCWallCustomizer. Now what it does, if I pull up my wall, my control center, you'll notice I have a wallpaper as a background instead of the white. Right, now this gives it a lot of more of a custom look, makes it look a lot nicer. Obviously it doesn't work if you've got dark mode on, right, so you just have to turn that off and it'll work for you once you've picked an image. But to pick an image, you just go into settings, right, you want to come down to CCWallCustomizer, and you've got the enable the tweak button. You can pick an image, right, you just pick any image you want, right, and then you'll just be able to set it and it will change for you. Your iPad will respring once choosing the image, but it can change to any image you want. But it does add a wee white filter over the top of it, so it won't look just like the image, maybe stretch out a wee bit. But now this one's PickPocket 2. Now what it does, if I go into settings, you'll be able to see all the different settings for it, right? So there's airplane mode options, right? So if you've got it turned on, if you choose whether or not the airplane mode toggle can be accessed from the control center, pretty much, right? Automatic shutdown options, right? So it will automatically shut down when the battery level is too low, right? There's a bunch of different ones. Now this one is called DizzyFolders. Now what it does is, like it says, it opens up the folders in a different way. So instead of just clicking on it and zooming, right, what it does is it adds a wee animation. So I've got spiral on, so spiral in, right, like that. Or if you go into settings, right, if you wait for it to load, right, you scroll down, right, you go into DizzyFolders, and you've got either spiral, you've got speed, or zoom animation. And you just respring your device and it'll do that one. But they all look quite cool. Now this one is called Swipe Home. Now what it does is, just like it implies, right, if you're on this page here, right, the multitasker, right, if you just swipe up your home page, right, I can't show you guys because I've closed down my screen recorder, right, but if you swipe up your home page, every app will shut down, right, which can speed up if you've got a lot of apps open at once, right, it will speed up the process just by swiping up home. If you have a music service, you will really like this one. It is called ColorFlow Free, right? Now with this, it changes all the background to the song to the same colours that are in the song, right? So the likes of this song here, right, has like a blue background for the wallpaper, and then takes like a gold colour. So that's what it's done for the section itself. Whereas if I change to a different song, I've got green text and all that because of the wee green bit in the middle of the picture, and then a wee dark greyish background, right? It can look like a lot of different stuff, right? It'll change to whatever kind of one you're listening to, right? It does look really nice. It is by far one of my favourite, right? Now this is a really nice one. This one's called App Center, right? Now what it does, if you move up in your control center, right, there's like a third page added, right, and it gives you a bunch of apps, right? You can have search an app. So if I went YouTube, I could do that and click on it, and it will open up. It does work normally on an iPhone, right, but it doesn't work the best on a iPad because it tends to come up facing the wrong way, right, like that. It's not facing the right way, but it still looks really nice, right? So it means you can actually do stuff inside your control center, like open up apps and everything like that inside it. Close it back down, all you have to do is tap on it again and it will close, right? but no matter what, that will always be there. So if I open up settings, it would just stay there. If I move them, pull it back up, and it's still there. Right, that's a really nice one, App Center. Right, now if you like your app icons, but you want to give them a wee update, and the theme just isn't cutting it for you, right? You want to download this one, Appcon, right? Now what it does is it allows you to change the icon of any app to anything you want, right? So anything from your library. So all you have to do is get the app into wiggle mode, right? Now if you tap on the app whilst it's in there, you'll get an option, right? You can either restore the original photo, replace from photo library, replace from a URL, or replace from icon library. That means ones you've already had on it and saved, right? Or if you click on this wee bit up the top, that allows you to do all of them for that page, right? So I'll show you one just now, right? And if I replace from photos, right, I'll just go into the wallpapers I've got here, right? And I'll just pick any of them. I'll pick this one right here, right? You want to position it like that, just so it'll fit onto the screen, right? And then you want to click save, and it'll do it all. It will give each app a little piece of the picture, right? So it can make it look really nice, but it does only do it for that page, and you can do the same for this page, right? But if you just don't want that and you just want to change it, all you have to do is click on this again and click on restore original. You can either save it, so move all of them to the icon library, so it'll save all of them, or you can remove permanently. I'll just remove them all and put the old ones back. This is by far one of my favourite ones if I want to play around with any app, right? Because it's customization to any level you want. So thanks for watching, make sure to subscribe, and please leave a like, it means a lot here on this channel. See you next time.